Today I'll be doing a video on humbling. I can remember one time there was a place and there was a person. The person had a feeling of being special. There was a need for a feeling of validation. The person It was as if the person was trying to ingratiate itself to another person. The body language and the demeanor made that known. Also, it was around a certain time the person went to a certain place, a certain time, a certain person. When this happened, the person which saw this knew that it wouldn't be good for the person to be at the place where the person was going for the ingratiation and having this feeling of being special and needing validation. The person didn't get the reaction they wanted. The person was like, probably had their pride wounded, if there was any pride, or just the feelings of being special and needing to be validated. That took a bit of a blow. It was only a few moments. The person which could sense the other person trying to ingratiate the person toward their person, they could sense that they reacted to the person in a way which was kind of like the person was of secondary consideration, like they weren't of much importance. The person would have never gone to the place to ingratiate itself to the other person at the place if there was another person there. If there was the other person there which saw them go to the place, the person wouldn't have bothered trying to ingratiate itself to the other person, and that they probably wouldn't have the same feeling of being special, wanting validation. I can remember another time the person was experiencing a difficulty. I believe the difficulty the person was experiencing was willed by God. I also believe that the solution to the difficulty was also willed by God. I think God willed the difficulty because He knew that things would occur which otherwise wouldn't occur had He never willed the difficulty to occur. And when He willed for a solution to the difficulty, it wasn't as if He was like, "Oh, I'm very relieved." It was more like, I willed for these things to happen. Because I know the implications of these things happening, the difficulty and the solution to the difficulty. It was like the person was just something which was being used. There wasn't any sense of relief at the difficulty being, a solution being found to the difficulty. The difficulty and the solution to the difficulty meant that the person developed a sense that there was veracity, that the difficulty and the solution to the difficulty proved that there was veracity to the false beliefs of the person. It gave them the feeling that they were intellectual, that they were more enlightened. I can remember another time the person had an experience where they experienced some pain, and I think it was God's will for the person to experience the pain. I think that it was that the person would view other people differently. I can remember another time the person was walking beside another person. The other person said something, and the person which was watching the person and the person beside the other person, that person intuitively knew that the person beside the other person, that person would react to the thing which was said in a way which reveals the person to be lascivious. I can remember another time, back to the lasciviousness, and I think that God willed one of the people to say something which would lead the other person to reveal themselves as being lascivious. I think God willed for the person to say that thing, and I think that the lasciviousness being revealed in the other person, that was God's way of humbling the other person. Removing feelings of specialness. Also, in the first time when the person goes to a place where there's the feeling of specialness and need for validation, and there's an attempt of the person ingratiating itself to the other person. It's my belief that they also, the person which the person is trying to ingratiate itself to, that the person treating the other person as being of secondary consideration, that was God's way of humbling the person which was trying to ingratiate itself to the other person. And that if this humbling didn't occur, the person would be hateful and envious toward another person. I can remember another time I sensed that a person was being treated in a certain way by another person, which the person is close to, and a sense that was God's attempt at getting the person to realize that they're not special, and that was God's way of humbling the person. I can remember God kind of letting me know that He views the person in an undignified way, and that the person will pass away at the age of 78, and that there'll be a sense of relief when the person passes away. I can remember God letting me know that He's going to be involved in the life of the person, and that the person's going to experience interactions with other persons which will act to humble the person. And that I remember God kind of let me know that if the person isn't humble, that the person will be hateful, envious,